Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Quran says, addressing the Prophet, Ruhi lahu al-Fida, Alam yajidka yatiman fa'awa. Did he not find you as an orphan and offered you protection? This divine protection and support was offered to the Prophet through a means, and that sacred means was reserved to the towering figure of Islam, none other than Mawlana Abu Talib alayhi afdal salatu wasalam, which was in turn faced by many unparalleled, if you will, grave assault and accusation of him being a disbeliever. And this is what we will try to dispel, inshaAllah ta'ala. Many objections, many questions, if you will. There are contradictions to the Holy Quran in the two riwayat which were narrated by Al-Bukhari. Al-Abbas ibn al-Muttalib talking to Mawlana Rasulullah, ما أغنيت عن عمك فإنه كان يحوطك ويغضب لك. What benefit have you derived to your uncle? For he used to protect you. So the name of Abu Talib is not there, but they inferred that this was Abu Talib through these two statements. SubhanAllah, they wanted to diminish the pristine image, rather they praised Mawlana Abu Talib. He used to protect you and support you. Now it becomes disturbing. The Prophet is replying. He says, قال هو في ضحضاح من نار. He is in a ضحضاح of fire. The word ضحضاح has a very specific meaning in Arabic. It gives a very also particular and specific connotation. ضحضاح is the shallow depth of water that covers up to the ankle. Please put that and underscore that. Shallow depth of water that covers up to the ankle. But he uses it here in a context, according to them, claiming that the Prophet said this in the context of fire. Okay, so he's in a shallow depth of fire that covers up to the ankle. ولولا أنا لكان في الدرك الأسفل من النار. Very disturbing حقيقة. If it wasn't me, if it wasn't for my intercession, shafa'a, please underscore that, he would have been in a very low pit, inferior part, much more torturous part of hell fire. Let's look at the chain of narrator. So Al-Bukhari here narrates from a mysterious figure, a person which deemed to be unknown according to ulama al-rijal. Musaddad ibn Musahad, ibn Musarbal, ibn Muharbal, ibn Arandal, ibn Arandal, ibn Mustawrad al-Asadi. Let alone this unique, mysterious name, this person is unknown. So this riwayah cannot be accepted. And just to give you a glimpse, our early ulama Shia of Ahlul Bayt alayhim afdal salatu wasalam, when they came to discuss the chain of narrator of that hadith, they stopped on it and they didn't give it much attention. Why? Because it was narrated through one path, and that was Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah, an open sinner, a fasiq as they call him. And they said, we're talking about the first perhaps 2 or 3 centuries after the Holy Prophet, after the Bi'tha or after the Hijrah of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So they said, since this hadith of the Dahdah was narrated through Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah, then that is deemed to be unauthentic. So they didn't give it much attention. Okay? Now, after that, Sahih al-Bukhari comes with 2 different formats of that hadith with the absence of Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah. What does that tell us? Tell us that they recognize that Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah is an open sinner, and he had animosity to Bani Hashim, to Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi afdal salatu wassalam, so he cannot stand to be an authentic person. So they knew that this hadith will fall through scrutiny, right? And it won't be considered as an authentic hadith, and hence what they did is they introduced this hadith in different shapes with many new narrators. Abu Sa'id al-Khidri, Abu Hurairah, and they mentioned it by Abdul Malik ibn Umayr, Abdullah ibn al-Khabbab, Hamad ibn Muslim, right? And the issue here is that even they recognize Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah as a person that had a lot of baggage on his shoulder. He will be held accountable for what he did to the Ahlul Bayt alayhim afdal salatu wasalam. This man, Imam al-Hasan alayhi afdal salatu wasalam, says this man was one of the early persons who physically abused Mawlana Fatimah al-Zahra alayhi afdal salatu wasalam. He now is narrating and talking about the faith of Abu Talib alayhi afdal salatu wasalam. He used to commit adultery openly. In the time of Umar ibn al-Khattab, he then forgave him, and that created an issue between Mawlana Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi afdalus salatu wassalam and the government that time, where he questioned them as to why was this person released. So one way of this hadith, according to the Shia scholars, and that is through Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah. And that we find, let me tell you exactly where we get this. In Sharh نهج البلاغة ibn Hadid al-Mu'tazili, he says, قالوا وأما حديث الضحضاح من النار. So now, Ibn Abi Hadid al-Mu'tazili, a Sunni scholar, he's narrating through Shia. He's saying the Shia are saying, the early Shia, remember, are saying that this hadith al-Dhahdah, فإنما يرويه الناس كلهم عن رجل واحد. People are narrating it through one source, one man, and that is Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah. Again, please do your homework and search about Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah. Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah. وبغضه لبني هاشم وعلى الخصوص لعلي مشهود ومعلوم وقصته فسقه أمر غير خاف. As for this hadith, which was narrated by Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah, he says that his animosity to Bani Hashim is well known and his story of corruption is what? Is undeniable. Okay. Now, after that, when they realized Al-Mughira ibn Shu'bah cannot serve as a narrator, what they did is they presented the hadith in different shapes, different formats. Some of them say that the Prophet was assertive that he's in a dhahdah, and on the other side they say that he was hesitant whether he's in that dhahdah or not. Please stay tuned. I don't want this to become longer than this. Inshallah ta'ala, we will continue this in the second episode. Wa sallallahu ala nabiyyina Muhammadin wa alihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin.